It's not too uncommon to have people have moments of anxiety. Anxiety is like a little micro fear that you haven't really clearly defined where it originates. It just seems to be happening inside you. It's just an anxiety going on. But if you actually break down and get really present with the moment you're feeling that and close your eyes and get present with the content of your mind, the mind has content that you're anxious about. It's not nebulous, it's very clear. You can't have a feeling without content in the mind. When somebody says, I have a fear of something happening, I know what it's about, stop, get present, and really be present with what's going on in your mind. And your mind is ruminating on something. And whatever that is, it's assuming that there's some drawbacks more than benefits, more losses than gains, more negatives than positives, more disadvantage than advantage in that moment, or you wouldn't be having that phobia, that anxiety. So actually accessing what the content is in the mind is a useful thing I find. And by doing that, then you can actually look back and go, and okay, what exactly in the stimulus in my environment is triggering it? Somehow there's something we're seeing or smelling or tasting or hearing or feeling that's reminding us of something in the past that we assume and labeled negative, and we're now anticipating that whatever happened then is now going to happen again. And usually it's, I call it like compound interest. If you put money into an investment, it compounds and grows, and then that amount grows and it compounds again. That's what an anxiety is. It's a compounded event in the past that was negative that's now got many other associations stimulating to cause it to now be an anxiety. For instance, let's say your mother and father fight and there's an argument and you're a little baby and you run to your room and hide under the bed or something and you don't want to hear it, you don't want to see it, and there's a fight going on. And your dad has blue jeans and a white shirt on. And so all of a sudden, the next day, after dad goes to work, after the fight the night before, you now go with mama uh, to the grocery store, and now you see a man that's wearing blue jeans and a white shirt walking down, and you don't know what it is, but there's a trigger that occurred because of an association that you weren't even aware of at the time. That is it, the way they were dressed when they were yelling at mom. And so you see mom and you going down the thing, and you're frightened about what that could be. And then you go down the next aisle and you see a man with blue jeans and a yellow shirt. And so now you associate yellow mildly and white with blue jeans. And because of blue jeans, there's an association. So there's a mild anxiety. So after a while, you can get these compounding associations with an original event that was painful in your mind that you never saw the benefits to, and a cascading compounding of that. Now, more and more things can be added through association and create an anxiety. But in that moment, you're feeling it. Your brain has content. And if you get in touch with what that content is, it reveals what you're anticipating as drawbacks. If you find out what that is and find out how could it be of service and how do you mitigate the risks, and if that was to occur, how do you use it to your advantage? Because it's not what happens to you, it's how you perceive, decide, and act from it. You can neutralize those anxieties and you can go back to the original event and find out the benefits that came out of that. Did mom become more independent as a result of it? Did dad get humbled by the process? Did she basically learn about how she's communicating and he learn about his responses? You know, I mean, you're going to go through life. I don't know of anybody in a family that doesn't have moments of calm and turmoil. So you may have a fantasy about how families are supposed to be, and all of a sudden you're getting that shattered, and that may be the growth process you get from it. So you're more real, more adaptable and resilient to the way the world's really going to be. So if you find the upsides to what you thought was the downsides, the gains to what you thought was losses, the positives to the negatives, and the advantages to the disadvantages, you neutralize the perception and bring new associations to the mind. And then all of a sudden you don't find yourself anxious. But there is no anxiety of the unknown. You know, people say, I have the fear of the unknown. No, you don't. You have the fear of the content that you're imagining in your mind at that moment. And if you get present in the moment, you can find the content and you can decipher it, decode it, and disassemble it and break it down into its parts and neutralize it by asking and making new associations. So it's not that you're a victim of what's going on the outside. It's your choice of how you perceive and how you decide and act accordingly. So if you're having a bit of an anxiety, just know that you could use it as an education tool and learn about yourself and learn about the things you stored in your subconscious mind that's running you and you made new associations to, and take command of it. I teach the breakthrough experience program where I teach people how to do that every week almost. And I've watched people who have so-called phobias and anxieties and all that, and I've watched them just dissolve away. It's not really as difficult as many people want to make it. You can change the association in your brain. You can conditionally change reflexes, and it's just a matter of being present and cognizant of what actually the source of them are.